So growing up, you're either a PlayStation kid, an Xbox warrior, or whatever this was.
What is your favorite drug, sir?
Methamphetamine, sir!
Yeah, PC players were different back then. But if you had a PS3 or maybe even a PS Vita, you might have come across this holy grail of chaotic fun.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale!
PlayStation All-Stars came out in 2012, competing with some heavy hitters that year. You had Black Ops 2, Borderlands 2, Mass Effect 3, and the Walking Dead series.
I was, on my way to prison 3 months ago.
It wasn't for touching kids, was it?
It's not a surprise if you missed this game or even realized it existed. This was basically Sony's answer to Smash Bros, but with PlayStation icons instead of monkeys and plumbers. Oh, and we had Hiachi for some reason.
Heihachi Mishima!
Boy!
I still don't know how this guy got on the roster. Yeah, somehow a Tekken character got into this game before Spyro, Crash, Lara Croft, you know, characters who are PlayStation exclusives. Anyways, PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale was a game I used to play a lot and holds a core memory for me. And you know, I just want to try this game out in the Big 25 just to see if it upholds against some of the AAA garbage we've been receiving. As soon as I hop into the game, I'm introduced to the most badass introduction to a game ever. After bawling my eyes out, I get flashbanged by this atrocious menu. 90% of this menu is useless. Options have 3 settings you can change. Extras show you the backstory of characters in case you care about the lore. Versus is where you fight bots or friends locally. Unfortunately, I don't have friends. You have Tournament, which is basically online play. You can play ranked or quick matches. Unfortunately, they shut down the online servers a while ago, and what made it worse was that I needed a code to play multiplayer. Mind you, PS3 had free multiplayer and didn't require you to buy PlayStation Plus or anything like that. But this was the only game that required you to buy an online pass. If you bought this game brand new, then you didn't have to worry about this. However, if you were like me, buying only used games at the time, well, sucks for you. You would have to buy it on the PlayStation Store for extra. Usually, in fighting games, half of the fun is online and playing competitively. The other half of the game I paid for was all in solo play, well, mainly arcade mode. The rest was just pretty much practice mode, renamed. So basically, arcade mode was the only thing I could play. Now, there wasn't much of a plot for this game. Essentially, you would select a character, fight a few opponents, win, proceed to the next fight, and eventually you'll encounter your rival. Now I'll give the game some credit here. The rivals they chose for this game were amazing. Like you had 2 of the greatest thieves going head to head for some treasure, or you had the greatest duo in Sony franchise rage baiting each other.
But we have found that.
Yeah, I'd rather have the bolts.
Too?
That tin pot just call us worthless?
Personally, I loved all the Sony exclusive characters, and seeing them have their own unique cutscenes and just interacting with each other, it had me hooked. Take notes, this is how you actually do fan service. After beating your rival, you fight the Polygon Man. This is basically Sony's version of the Master Hand. I will always prefer Master Hand over this piece of shit. After beating him, you get this final cutscene and get sent back to the lobby. And since you can't play any other game mode, you repeat that cycle for every other character on that roster. Moving on to the actual gameplay itself, the fighting is chaotic, sometimes fun, and sometimes I would question why I'm still playing this shit. Guys, I might actually like jump off a fucking brick. Some of the characters felt like they had actual combos and setups. You know, Ratchet and Nathan had really cool combos you could do. Back when I used to play, there were characters you would play all the time. These were meta picks like Kratos or Cat. And then there's some characters you just never pick, which was Jack. Why is this stupid ass fucking minion touching me? The controls are the same as Smash or Brawlhalla. There isn't much of a difference. If you played any platformer fighting game, you could easily pick up PlayStation All-Star Battle. However, there is a noticeable difference in how you win the game. In Smash and Brawlhalla, you have a health bar. The more damage you take, the easier you are to get launched outside the map. In this game, the way you kill them is using your super move. There are 3 supers each character has. Level 1 is usually quick but risky. Level 2, you get a bit more range. And level 3, you pretty much wipe the whole lobby if timed correctly. Kill someone with your super and you get 2 points. If you die, you lose 1 point. And yes, you can get negative points in this game. Now to get these supers, you would have to fill up a meter called AP. Your AP meter will fill up every time you hit someone, and if you collect AP orbs from items. The items in this game were pretty good. You had an RPG, a bunch of crows that would follow you around, and some other crazy fucking gadgets that I couldn't comprehend. When you get hit by these items, you will lose some of your AP, and there'll be AP orbs on the ground for grabs. Lastly, the maps. Some of the maps, you had some really cool crossovers between franchises. You had the Little Big Planet and Buzz crossover. You would have to stand on the right answer or you take damage. You had Paris from Sly Cooper that I really liked. The airplane scene from Uncharted 3 was one of my favorite maps. Despite all the positive things this game had to offer, a lot of people did not enjoy this game. People were upset with the game because it felt like Sony was trying to make a Smash Bros clone, which they were. I won't lie. You had a lack of content compared to Smash Bros Brawl, which had, Subspace Emissary, map building challenges, online battles that didn't require you to purchase an online pass. Just thinking about that makes me want to commit war crimes. Now the question is, should you play this game? I feel like anyone who's a PlayStation fan, someone who's really into the PlayStation exclusive games like I am, you definitely will like this game as a quick play. Again, there isn't too much to this game anymore other than arcade mode, so don't expect yourself to be spending countless hours on this game because you're most likely going to get bored after finishing 2 storylines in the game. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully some of you guys might try this game out, or I've unlocked a secret memory for you. But other than that, I'm probably going to do more deep dives into forgotten games like this. And yeah, don't catch AIDS. I don't fucking know how to end this.